and then dividing them based on the division of the surface into the smaller panel, and then manipulating that panel itself to create like a different geometry. For this specific one, just kind of a like a what should I say, grid of things that at the end we can have a glass at the bottom of it. So it's like a very typical like a form that we can create. So if I go back to the Grasshopper, the first task that I have is that I already have the surface itself, right? So what I need to do is that I need to divide this surface that I have. So let's use the divide. And then for divide, I have the surface, which comes from the loft itself. Go here. And then for division, I'm going to use one is going to be 20. The other one for the D value is going to be 13. So 20 by 13. And now what I want to do is that I want to create a subsurface. Subsurface is called isotrim. So I'm going to create a subsurface, a subset of surface that we have. So the original thing is going to be the surface itself that goes here, right? And the division will be the division that we get from all the domains here. So I got a series of domains, and I'm connecting them here. I have to remember that I make sure that the surface itself is reparameterized. So I'm going to use that here. Why am I getting here? Oh, so I have to make sure that here is also the surface is reparameterized. So let me put the surface again. And connecting the loft, which is the surface, to this, and then connecting that here. And right click, and then reparameterize here as well. So that was the error I got. Now I have the surface, it just breaks down into smaller like a subsurfaces based on the division that I have. Now what I want to do is that basically I want to manipulate this surface, right? So what we do is that we are going to debrep this, so deconstruct brep, and within the brep I got the surfaces, and based on that I got the faces, I got the edge of the surface, and now I can start working on that. One of the tools that some of you try to use and it wasn't successful, or you try it, it didn't work, is offset on the surface, which is becoming very helpful. You have the form, you have the curve on the surface, and you want to offset it, but the offset will be following the form of the surface itself. So I'm going to use offset on the surface, right? The surface itself, we already have it, right? These are all the surfaces that we have, small surfaces, not the big one. So I'm going to put that here. I got it from the bread. And then I want to use the edges that I have, right? The problem right now is that the edges are not connected to each other. They're all separated segments. So if I offset that, let's take a look what we got. This offset is like very far, so I'm gonna make that a little bit smaller to see. 0.4. 0.4. So I'm connecting that distance, sorry, and surfaces, and oh, that's a wrong offset, sorry. So offset, yeah, it should be offset on surface, not the other one. So offset on the surface. Now, I have this input as a surface, so those are the surfaces that I have. I need the distance, right? How much I want this to be offset, so I'm connecting that here as well. And then finally, I need the curve. So if I connect the edges, which is like the edge of these small surfaces, what I got at the end is that if I zoom in here, it's going to be very difficult to see, but the edges has, here we go. see that there are segmented that intersecting with each other. So I need to do one thing before doing the offset, and that's basically joining them. So I'm going to use join curve, and then connecting all the edges within the one segment, and then connect that to the offset. Now, the thing here is that because the data, you see here, the data itself is on the different branches. When I'm connecting them, they're connected within that branches. So when it's the outcome of them, you see that the input is the data that is 4 on each of these branches, and the outcome will be the only one item out of those branches. So I have to figure out what is wrong in this specific things that I did. Curve, edges, let's see. Give me an error, but it does the work for now. So I'm gonna stop right at here.